What's the difference between reality and fiction? Fiction makes more sense. Simplifying things works sometimes, but also like depends on what you want to talk. Like you just have to be like put the details in there. I don't know. Like it's also had to do with like what inspired me and what I liked. Like I always loved like just like images where you can like lose yourself inside, like figure out what's happening, take your time to look at them, like not all this like like that you need to kind of like digest and like that like are challenging enough for you to have to like think as well, like while you're looking at it and kind of figure out like where this person's going or whatever.
Gracias a vosotros.
I guess it's tricky, or has been tricky for me in a way, because like I'm a natural born Mallorcan in a way, but my family has nothing really, like there's never been Mallorcan culture in my family. We never spoke the language. We never like shared the traditions that are shared here. We spoke Spanish and English. Like my mother, she's Irish, and my father, he was also born here, but from a Spanish immigrant family, like immigrants from La Mancha that would come here as the tourist boom was starting. In this project, The Rise and Fall of Eden, Magaluf becomes like the scenery for like my characters and story to like happen. The amount of paper I have is like the amount of space I have to like kind of like, I don't know, spread out and like just portray this little world I want to make. Well, I think Magaluf is interesting because of it being like a really paradoxical place. Like the place itself is a paradox. It's supposed to be a place where people go and have fun and like enjoy holidays in their free time, and then at the same time it's this like place of like deprivation and dirt and I don't know, ugly aspects of humanity. Well, usually the process for doing like drawings like the ones I make is long. It takes me a long time. But I usually try to carry my sketchbook around with me all the time just to like jot down ideas. I think that's the part I keep to myself the most. This is something really liberating in celebrating not being beautiful, or like not being standard beautiful. What I usually look for like when I start thinking about this new drawing I'm gonna build or stuff like that. Like I usually put all these characters in like extreme situations, like I really like exaggerating things and like just pushing situations to the limit. I love like neon, flashy, silvery, sparkly, glittery colors. Like I love all these like vibrant, I don't know, chewing gum ad kind of colors. Like I think I've always been attracted to these things like excessive, I don't know, graphic things. I love science fiction because it's always like a way of, it's this thing of like making sense of reality through fiction, and it's this thing of like imagining future worlds kind of like enables us to like raise questions of like where we're going. I guess in the same way using Magaluf was like a scenery for me to represent this like fiction is also like this representation of like concerns I have or like thoughts I have about like what the tourism industry is doing to a place like Mallorca. I've kind of always felt as some sort of a like bastardized version of a Mallorcan or something. Like there is this part of like the Anglo-Saxon culture in me, and there's like my cousins used to come in the summer. Some of them even worked in Magaluf. Like I've kind of like seen that vision from maybe the outside as well. Like yeah, this like cluster of like things together. The energy, something like that, kind of like exhales. I think I like provoking. Like I've always like looked for like provocation in what I do. Just think it's nice. I think it's nice, yeah, to be challenging like these like conceptions we have of like what something nice is supposed to look like, and also like pushing people's boundaries a little bit. Beauty is such a subjective thing, and it's also like so horribly deformed. like, since this is talking about like rise and fall, like this would be a post-apocalyptic scene where like everything's like falling down, and these characters that have always been like the survivors or the hard-working people, they're the ones that survive the disaster. And so in the end, there's like a scene of like hope and caring for each other. It's a mixture of like organized, planned like structures, and then also like letting things unravel and just like organically build upon. In that scene there, like this scene here references the movie Spring Breakers by Harmony Korine. And then actually that photograph there is a photograph taken in Magaluf that's pretty, like that's actually like a scene in that movie where there's people like pouring beer into other people's mouth. Yeah, there's another one here that I found very iconic of Magaluf, like the t-shirt that says "I love porn." There's shops there with tons of different t-shirts with messages like that, so I put one there that said "I love bitches." One of the things I focus on more now than I used to years ago is like being happy, like being healthy and enjoying things, and like not being afraid of like celebrate something that's good or makes you feel good, or like sharing it with other people, or like like not to lose that, like not to lose the capacity of being touched by something, or being how do you say, amazed, or I think the word is awe.